Okay, so would you like to tell everyone what this week's film is?
I certainly will. We're back to the Western genre. It's a 1970s Italian-German spaghetti revenge Western. Interestingly, also supposedly a bit of Gothic or Italian Gothic horror in with this one. It's a film called And God Said to Cain, starring Klaus Kinski as Gary Hamilton, a lead hero for a change. Peter Karsten as a German actor called Akombar. It's directed by Antonio Margheriti. Is it Margheriti? Yeah.
Often credited as Anthony Dawson.
Dawson, yeah. There's some interesting people in this film. But,
real mixed bag.
It really is. In fact, funny enough, I noticed there's Guido Lollobrigida, who plays Miguel, and he's a cousin of the famous actress Gina.
Yes, and he's in Red Sun as well.
He is, you're right. That's a good film.
That's a good film.
So what's the synopsis here? So a man takes his revenge on the family responsible for his wrongful sentence to 10 years of hard labour. He gets a free pardon. And the film is set in a stormy night in town where Hamilton, who's the lead, Gary Hamilton, played by Kinski, takes his revenge. He's basically an avenger. Yeah. So yeah, interesting film, this one. What did you think? Have you seen? You've obviously seen. Have you seen this before? Or
no.
Oh, right.
No, I've meant to for a long time.
Yeah,
and obviously
it's a great looking film.
Good excuse. Great looking movie.
I was very impressed with
really, this. Yeah. So Margheriti is. He's what I call a fad director. So he did a number of westerns, not a huge number like some of the other Italian guys.
Yeah,
he did a few. He was more of a horror man. I don't know if you've ever seen Castle of Blood or Cannibal Apocalypse.
Oh, Cannibal Apocalypse, I think I've seen.
So they're probably his two most famous films.
He is more horror, isn't he? So usually, I think he's credited with more dark.
Yeah, so he's
atmospheric stuff.
The late 50s, 60s was horror.
Yeah.
Then he did westerns when they were in the boom.
Yeah.
Then he did sort of the Nam-sploitation Vietnam stuff.
Right.
He made a really quite nasty Vietnam movie called The Last Hunter. Which is pretty rough.
I think I've seen it.
And then later on he would move into like Indiana Jones rip-offs and then various sci-fi stuff. So when whatever was current,
he's riding the wave.
And they were riding the wave. He was your man.
Yeah. But this is a really interesting mix, though, isn't it? I mean,
well, you can see he's a horror director, can't you?
Spaghetti gothic horror blend. I mean, that's a rare beast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but it does look a bit odd as well.
Yeah, it's almost like he wanted to direct a horror film, but he got a Western script.
Yeah, but he's made it work. I was highly entertained. I think
it takes place in real time, doesn't it? As well, it's sort of once Kinski's out or Hamilton's out. Terrible name, Gary Hamilton as well. That's an awful character.
Yeah, really? Yeah, he sounds like
like an accountant.
He does.
But once he's out and he gets to his friend's house, when he gets to town, it's then all real time.
All kicks off.
It made me laugh. It was meant to be sort of sinister, but when Kinski tells the son, "Tell your dad Gary Hamilton's back in town,"
and he's going to visit him. It
just sounds like he's going for a night out with an old mate.
I thought he was going for a job interview. Well, Gary Hamilton, I remember him. I mean, he used to work for, that's right.
It just doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, I don't know.
But the stupid name aside, that whole thing and the way it unfolds and the pace it unfolds.
Yep.
Because we don't quite learn the extent of how Hamilton has been wronged until quite late in the piece.
No, I was trying
when there's the big reveal.
They keep sort of giving you little crumbs, and the sort of the woman,
and then he's got a couple of friends, so it's like, okay, well, he must have
betrayed him.
Exactly.
All you've been ever good for is betraying Gary Hamilton.
Yeah,
and they use his full name whenever they say Gary Hamilton. He's shouting his name.
It really reminded me of in Team America because the actor they recruit's called Gary.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it just reminded me of that every time they said it.
Same kind of acting. No, he wasn't wooden at all. I thought it was a brilliant performance by Kinski.
Kinski obviously made a lot of movies, full stop, made quite a few westerns.
He did.
He was only the lead
hero for that, and a good guy.
I don't think he was the lead hero in anything else.
Other than this.
But
yeah.
he was. He only played the lead in a couple of films, of which I think I've seen all of them. One is The Black Killer, where it should be really cool.
Yeah,
but it's not. He's like a intellectual that stores guns in books.
Oh right.
So he's got a lot of books with hidden mechanisms for guns in,
right.
but it's all a bit naff.
Yeah.
He's in Shoot for the Living, Pray for the Dead, pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's in The Beast, which is pretty dull.
Right. Okay. So this film, actually,
in terms of star vehicles, this is the one.
This is the one. This was his big moment, wasn't it?
In westerns, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a remake, this. It's a remake of a 1968 film called A Stranger in Paso Bravo.
Interesting.
Which I've not come across before. And 68, it was only 2 years earlier. So they remade the film. So it'd be interesting to see what A Stranger in Paso Bravo looks like. But this is a great looking copy. The one we watched.
Really good.
The photography is
with the storm.
Beautiful. Yeah, and they have all these shots of eyes through windows. And mirror effect. Well, we'll come back to that.
Those close-ups,
which is obviously the photography is really good.
So good, and
he looks great in it as well. With him standing in that red shirt with that shiny,
with his shot, with his
even
rifle.
The polished rifle.
Yeah,
and I like the old guy who picks out the gun for him, and then he chucks it back to him when he leaves, which is a great throwaway line. But there's so many good things in this.
There is so many good things.
It's utilising a biblical theme as well, of vengeance and punishment.
It's sort of a biblical quote, isn't it?
It's Cain, isn't it? It's mirroring the narrative of Cain being cursed to wander, emphasising sense of dread and isolation. Now, there's some Italian wording at the end of the movie which isn't translated. And I was trying to work out, and it was like terror, but as in T-E-R-A, wandering the land as a cursed earth type thing. And I think that must make a reference to Cain wandering the earth, or the curse,
wandering on. Because once he's destroyed the whole town, he just rides off.
Well, exactly. Yeah,
sort of never like to be seen really. Again.
Yeah, only not in such a brutal way.
Slumped. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah. So that was very good stuff. So we've done the fact that it's inspired by the biblical reference, and
what I'll tell you, the scene that I really, really liked in this is and it's quite early when he gets to the town, in the tunnels, when he hears the water dripping from
I've written
into
the
puddle.
Thing. That was so clever, wasn't it?
And then he hears it stop, doesn't he?
And he knows exactly
where he is.
Chinese guy is standing.
And he turns and shoots him.
I've written that. That was one of my favourite parts as well.
Really good.
And the whole business of the tunnels on the Indian
really
burial
cool,
tunnels.
Isn't it?
I mean, they really thought about this movie. Because it could have just been boring. He turns up and guns them all down.
Too quick.
Sort of Clint Eastwood style.
And that's the thing. Even like that scene with the puddle.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes long. I really let it breathe. You see the puddle, and then he's in the tunnel, and then you see it drip, and it's slow, and then you see the bloke, and then he gets closer, and then finally, after like 8 minutes of back and forth, you hear the water stop.
But then because if you haven't spotted how he caught the guy off guard, they then revert to puddle dripping again to bring it full circle. And that was a brilliant piece of narrative.
Really good bit of filmmaking.
But that mirrors the whole movie. They do do a lot of
really good stuff.
Yeah, so that's very good. I mean, this... I've written here this emerged as a cult favourite among spaghetti western enthusiasts in the 2000s, so it had a resurgence.
Yeah, right.
It renewed attention was put to it because people were saying the restoration that highlighted this unique gothic atmosphere, and it is quite a gothic.
Yeah, it is very gothic.
The inclusion in 2007 Venice Film Festival Spaghetti Western retrospective, curated by Tarantino. So he had a soft spot for it, and it showcased alongside other genre classics.
What I will say as well, having Kinski in the lead is a masterstroke.
Yeah,
because he's such a strong face.
Yeah.
That he props the film up fantastically.
Yeah, his very presence is.
Because he's
up until then, I never really regarded him as a sort of a striking-looking guy. But I mean, he was striking for looking like, I'm thinking, he's always a little bit. Well, basically, he usually goes nuts. Yeah, and is sort of like a sort of a crazy guy with a hunch, that people strike matches on and things like that. But he's actually, he's a very prominent sort of
And he
upright guy.
and as the guy we're rooting for and realised he's actually the one that's been wronged.
Yeah, you've been given a pardon. And,
but he's sort of got a villainous look, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's some trouble coming. In fact, he says, I'm coming in with a tornado. Yeah. Which is and the tornado thing, that's...
It whips around the town, doesn't it?
Well, I say tornado. I mean, I don't think any of them got the hats blown off, did they? It's just a lot of straw floating around. I was thinking, when's this tornado going to hit? Is this the calm before the storm? And it never really happened, did it? But yeah, that was an interesting twist, but it adds to the atmosphere.
And it's a great example of what the spaghetti westerns did so well, which is cast a hero who is also a grubby, horrible, mean man that just happens to have a better cause than the other bloke. Yeah, he's not like a Jimmy Stewart, is he? No, the noble hero. No, he's still horrible. Yeah, he's just in this particular scenario. Yeah, he's the one that's slightly less horrible than the other bloke. Yeah, because he's been ripped off.
Exactly. I thought the music was terrific.
Music's fantastic.
I went looking for it on to see if I could find it, because I was thinking this theme tune is terrific.
Really good. Carlos Savina.
Blood, Sweat and Sand or something.
That's right. He's not one of the renowned composers, but he worked with Margheriti a lot,
and it worked really well in the film.
I think they probably just understood what they wanted from each other.
But it works, doesn't it?
It really does.
It carries the film forward, and when you're just sort of watching the Western cinema go past, all the scenery, and then this music cuts, and you think, this is what a Western should sound like.
Exactly right. There's all of the, most generally speaking, all of the Italian productions, there was just something about the way the soundtracks are so operatic. Yeah, it just works so well.
Yeah, well, look at Morricone. He made a living out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the most extreme example, obviously. But it does. You expect it now. You want it, and you got to remember this is 1970, isn't it? So they're making a mark.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of at this point, it's mid to later spaghetti western. So now you're seeing stuff like this where they've got to try something a bit different.
Yeah, Fistful of Dynamite. It's spaghetti with a twist, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's like, what could we add in to make the spaghetti
even more exciting? And in this case,
we've
got a horror director, so they've added this sort of gothic horror to it.
Yeah, and
a horror star. Kinski's probably a horror star, really.
He is, really, yes. And there would have been somebody saying, we're going to bankroll this. But it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? Western horror, And it comes back, there's been done again since with John Carpenter did one, didn't it?
And again, it sort of lays the groundwork a little bit for we've spoken about them before, High Plains Drifter.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, we'll get back to that with this sort of like satanic dark undercurrent, just to give it a little bit more,
just an edge.
Yeah, well, it makes it darker and more mysterious and a bit more sinister.
And that's it. And there's something we've spoken about as well, which is the way the Western progressed from like what we watched a few weeks ago.
Which comic book Western.
You sort of 65. That would have been right at the tail end of that Happy Families Watch It All Together Western, because there was a little bit of violence in there.
You're into the 70s now.
2 or 3 years later,
the world's a darker place.
You've got a real and that people you just don't want the happy. And I say happy. There was still a bit of violence in that, and all westerns had a little bit of violence, but
you'd expect
it increased sort of almost year on year.
Yeah, but not a sinister
to the point
undercurrent.
where it's just if there's anyone left alive at the end, it's almost a surprise.
Well, funnily enough, it says several times during the film people are unintentionally shot and killed because they're mistaken for Kinski. So how does that work? But.
There's some superb scenes in this. So, like I say, lurking in the tunnels.
Oh, there's the climax.
The climax
great.
with the mirrors.
Is
fantastic.
What did you compare that to?
Oh, is it
End of the Dragon?
Oh, I was going to say Man with a Golden Gun.
Oh yeah, good call.
Scaramanga. But End of the Dragon, and obviously.
Yeah, and I'd say that the ending of this film, is probably one of the most unique endings of the spaghetti genre, because usually it's a standoff, or something like that, or the hero rides into the sunset. But in a house with the mirrors And it was really
and
quite
it's the way that
unique.
he keeps shooting the mirrors and they keep breaking. Every one you think, oh, that's going to be it, and it breaks and it breaks.
And he just keeps shouting out, Gary Hamilton, Gary Hamilton. I'm here. Right?
I'm pretty sure as
Where
well
am I?
that I'm pretty sure they filmed that in an actual burning building.
Do you know? Because when he dropped the water bottle, there was a load of water. There must have been some like lighter fluid. Fluid. You could see how it was burning in a certain line.
Yeah,
and the whole room had gone up, hadn't it? So I think there was a fair element of that. Yeah.
I thought Peter Carsten as well, who again he's not in loads. I thought he was pretty good as the villain.
Yeah. Do you know?
It's very difficult to play opposite Kinski.
Yeah. Now I was trying to work out who he reminded me of, and what did I write here? Because I thought I want to try and nail Peter Carsten's character, but I basically got. I said it's a combination between Burt Lancaster, Lee Van Cleef, and Too Much Time on the Sunbeam, because it's the tanning in this film is beyond belief.
It is incredible.
I mean, everybody looks like a piece of leather. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, everybody. I think there's one rather pale lady in the background who's not quite so tan, but everybody else looks like an old suitcase.
Yeah, they do.
You know, incredible amount of tanning, and also, as is expected in a spaghetti western, an incredible amount of bullets coming out of one gun. I know the rifle was pretty much a repeater, but there was that really good scene at the end where he puts one bullet in the gun.
That's it.
But up until that, you've got 6 shooters doing about 25 shots without reloading. But then that's part of spaghetti western,
it's all part of it, isn't it?
You know,
exactly
and that's terrific. But I think it's fair to say, I'd say Kinski's finest hour in a spaghetti western.
I think so.
As well. The Great Silence, and Bullet for the General,
But this
one,
in all of those movies, he's a bit part. Whereas this, he is the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, he is. Do you know what the body count on this film is?
Oh, I did see it. It's 18. Yeah.
That's not bad for a day's work. A night's work with a typhoon.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I didn't even know there were 18 guys in the gang in the family who'd wronged him. That's a big family. You know, well, I suppose it's family plus hired guns, but that's a solid night's work, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, well done, Gary Hamilton. His name will go down in history. And as I say, I've written it. I'm not sure about that typhoon. A few bits of straw blowing around. People, not even their hats were moving.
No, it's just dark.
It's very dark, but it on a low budget, the film looked great, I thought.
It looks so good, and that's the beauty of these 70s movies that were shot on actual film.
They make atmosphere, great atmosphere, and out of virtually nothing.
They scale up so beautifully as well.
Yeah, they do.
You know, it's crystal clear, and those, like the close-ups of the face are just incredible.
Yeah. And I just guess the budget couldn't extend to a big wind machine, basically.
That's it.
Clearly. Got some blokes with some cardboard in the background going, ooh.
That's it.
As I say, interesting, it's referred to as a bit of a gothic horror, or Italian gothic horror, which must be a slightly separate subgenre. I mean, it was quite dark at the end with lots of nights, quite a bit of night scene, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of night scene.
A lot of fog, a lot of dust.
A lot of fog,
Dusty typhoon. The church was in there a lot. And I'll tell you what, they really dispatched the old reverend in a pretty hardcore way.
Yeah,
I mean, the preacher gets shot mercilessly. So it had more of a darker spaghetti western feel for me overall. I wasn't getting I get the horror vibe and I get the gothic vibe, but it still felt like a dark spaghetti.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not scary, is it? It's not a horror. It's not even that sinister.
It doesn't make you jump. It's just got a bit of a dark cloak overtone under it, and then they chuck the church in and kill the preacher. I suppose they're trying to emphasise that nobody's safe. And they just shoot him. Shoot him and then shoot him again.
Yeah.
That's your lot. I'm surprised they might have got Sonny Sheba involved in this. He might have sorted them out. But there you go. So no shortage of bullets. I did like when a combo at the end. Like I said earlier, he just gets that. He runs out of bullets. And he puts one bullet in the chamber, and you get a close up of his gun, and that's quite nice. So that really added to the tension, because you feel like he's got one shot at this.
Yeah, that's it.
And are they? Because I hadn't seen it before, I thought, are they going to end it like classic Kinski where he gets killed.
Yeah.
Which he's done before.
Yeah,
let's face it.
absolutely.
And there's, the anti-hero gets dispatched, and that's the end of that. With one bullet.
You just
irony.
don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the ending so tense. It could
that was
be
captivating.
that
really.
Akonbar just wins.
And that in the mirror scene, that was great. It was really good, and it just really worked. It just a clever twist, because if he'd done it in the high street, it would have been,
as a duel.
Here we go again.
It would have been too obvious.
Yeah. So, standout performance.
Well, I think both Karsten and Kinski are both great against each other. I think Kinski's got to be a standout. He's such a strong lead performance.
He's restrained, but he's atmospheric, isn't he? He doesn't, he doesn't really deliver a lot of emotion.
He's like all of the leading men that sort of cult movie fans love.
Yep.
Less is more with him.
Yeah.
He acts with his eyes and his body rather than his words.
You're absolutely right, and that delivers a presence, doesn't it? And it's so nice to see him not go bananas.
Yeah.
And just completely lose it.
And just be stoic.
Yeah, and delivers it as a leading actor. Yeah. That's terrific. He really holds it well, I think. And I think probably my favourite performance from him that I've seen for some time. So, I think we're both agreed that Kinski's the man on this one.
Without a doubt.
Rightly so. It's his movie. He deserves it. He owns it, and he is the hero all the way through. And
a great choice as well.
Brilliant,
really good choice.
Such and a massively underrated Western. I would highly recommend people who like this sort of film to watch this. I was so impressed with it, and it looked beautiful at times. It was so well filmed.
Yeah,
and the copy was great as well.
The copy's really good. We both watched on Amazon Prime. It's worth noting.
We did,
and as
terrific.
Of recording, it is still on there. It's a really, really good print.
Yeah,
really good print.
It really is. So, what would you pair this with? And I think it's difficult on this one because the threads I've got are Western and then pretty much vengeance.
So there's actually a movie called Vengeance. 1968, which stars Richard Harrison, who was one of the very, very early American actors that went to Italy and did spaghetti westerns.
Wow, 68.
68.
So that predates it by what?
So 2 years.
Yeah.
And it is also directed by Margheriti.
Ah, right.
So
he cut his teeth on.
It's very much the dry run for what would be the masterpiece in this.
And then Kinski's come through.
Kinski's come through as a much stronger lead, and he's added the gothic element, more atmospheric.
He is an enigma a bit, Kinski. Isn't he? I think you're reading the book, aren't you?
Yeah.
Kinski, I bet that's fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good one as a direct parallel.
Yep, gotcha.
Django Il Bastardo.
Yeah.
Anthony Stefan, 1969. That is this, but with it grounded in even less reality. So he's just a complete angel of death that is almost superhuman.
Yeah.
But it's great fun.
Yeah.
More kills.
More than 18?
More than 18. More one-liners.
My goodness.
And it's pretty much like this.
Good pairing then.
Really? To give
Very
you
good.
to set the scene, the opening of the movie. He walks into town. He's wearing all black with a black hat down over his face.
Oh yeah,
and
he did have a really nice hat on in this film. To be fair,
yeah, Kinski.
Yeah.
So and Stefan walks down the high street and he sticks a cross into the middle of the street with a guy's name on it.
Oh
and
wow!
All the guys in the saloon go, "Oh, what's happening?" And they look.
Yeah.
And they come out, and the guy whose name is on the cross.
Oh man, that's
comes
good.
out and he shoots him dead in the street.
Oh,
and it just gets better from there.
Oh well,
so
how can it? That is just awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
really, really good.
God,
and Anthony Stefan is quite divisive because a lot of people don't like him as a lead. But in this, because he basically doesn't say anything.
Smouldering.
He's brilliant. And again, there's a biblical aspect to it because there's a fantastic scene where he's hidden in a barn again with his hat down, and the gang are all looking for him.
Yeah.
And he's holding a note in his hand, and it looks like he's just one of the gang that's fallen asleep. And one of the guys that's looking for Stefan, not realising it's him, takes the money.
Yeah.
and he looks up and says, "Greed is a sin, a deadly sin," and shoots him.
Yeah, I think isn't this in your poster book you've got?
It is.
Because I think there's a still of that.
Yeah,
and there's a strap line from the movie about that. Yeah.
And that's sort of a crazy dialed up to the max version of it. So that would be a really good
a prequel, really.
Well, kind of.
68. Yeah.
So then you got Massacre Time, Franco Nero, 1966.
Yeah.
Again, that's a bit more realistic. He goes back to his hometown, and it's been taken over by one guy that's bought up all the businesses.
Yeah,
and
it's the same theme of
duel at sundown
the
stuff.
avenging guy returns to his roots to make amends and wrong the right that has been put upon him. And that keeps coming through on a
it's
lot
a
of
really
westerns.
strong spaghetti western trope
but
as
it
well.
carries through to modern films, because I'll give you some of my thoughts.
And I think
well.
that audiences like that, right? The small man.
Yeah.
Winning against the...
Well, it's a message, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's the David and Goliath thing.
Exactly right.
Just
right.
In the context of the Western.
Exactly.
So to round mine out, I've got Kioma, again, Franco Nero, 1974, very late spaghetti. Django, 1966, again, returns to a town where it's been taken over by horrible people. And the last one, which is it's still a Western, but it's a little bit of a change of pace, is Tom Horn, 1980, Steve McQueen.
Brilliant.
And the reason I've got that is because he is it's based on a true story, of course. It's someone that's been wronged and basically punished for crimes he didn't commit.
Well, there you go. That's the essence of this movie, isn't it?
And that's the essence of this film.
Yes.
So that's almost and it's a little late, but that's almost like the American version of this story, the classic American Western version of this story.
It is, and it is, like you say, it's the guy comes through and seeks sort of atonement and vengeance for the way he's been wronged wrongly in a previous life. Yeah. So I've got mine are a little bit more. I'll split them into two chunks. So I've got the Western theme. So as it's all done in one night, I've put High Noon, 1952.
Oh yeah, nice choice.
Just because it's the time, the chronological element of it. High Plains Drifter, which I think you said, 73. About that's got the satanic element in.
Yeah, it has.
Town Red. Hang 'em High, Eastwood again, 1968. Sheriff comes back, everyone's against him. He's trying to make his mark. The Great Silence, 68, that's Kinski. Death Wish, 74, Bronson, because he's crusading, his family and wife are wronged, and he goes after the gang that did it. Arguably not a family, but they're a gang. And moving into that sort of genre, moving away from Westerns, Harry Brown, V for Vendetta, back to Westerns, Death Rides a Horse. Again, the guy goes after sort of Van Cleef, who killed his family. A film I've mentioned before, which I keep referencing to, but seems to pop up because it's so versatile. Dead Man's Shoes goes back to town to wrong his brother's death. RoboCop.
RoboCop's great. It is,
but it's got that feel about it.
The thing is, it's such a...
I was just trying to mix it up a bit.
It's such a familiar story.
Wait till you see the next one.
but it's the same story dressed in so many different ways.
Exactly.
It's always great.
It's return of the trodden down man who then comes back, vanquishes his oppressors, and rises to the rank of superhero or hero.
Right.
And Murphy is that guy, isn't he? So my last one, again, about the guy who was trodden down, given a tough rap, had his family sorted out by a bunch of bad guys, namely James Earl Jones, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, well,
why not? Let's finish it with an Arnie reference. But again, he has to travel the distance and sort out the people who've given him it's a very broad church, that whole vengeance,
isn't it?
there must be hundreds of films we could reference.
I mean, to be fair, when you put it like that, probably the greatest of them all, Once Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, well.
Family is wronged.
Yeah.
Comes back to seek vengeance.
What a good one to finish on, because we both adore that movie.
It's probably the ultimate revenge tale.
One of the best westerns ever made. And yeah, right. The story blends in well, but then a lot of westerns carry that.
It's always the family revenge,
isn't it?
You know,
and rightly so.
But yeah. So anyway, I think we're about there anyway, aren't we?
Let's score it.
So I gave this a 4. Again, we're on a bit of a good run at the moment.
We are. And again, great western.
Great western.
Thoroughly
Great movie.
enjoyed it. Oh, brilliant. And again, thoroughly enjoyable. So unique. So different.
Yep.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
We had some really good movie choices this week.
We've had some really good movie choices, and again, it's a really strong recommendation.
Most enjoyable films to watch.
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's so refreshing to watch a western with a different slant
yeah,
that you haven't seen before, because much as we love westerns, they can sometimes be a bit samey, and you can always predict
where
the
it's going to go.
storyline, and you know,
and that's why
Kinski is not predictable.
No, he's not, and that's why these spaghetti westerns continue to be so well loved, and obviously got off the ground and were massive in the States, because
absolutely.
there is no white hat hero.
No.
So you don't know which...
You don't want one, though,
You don't know which way it's going to pan out.
Especially with Kinski.
And there are films, like The Great Silence, where the hero just gets gunned down.
Exactly. And I hadn't seen this before, and I genuinely wasn't sure if he was going to make it through to the end.
Yeah.
Or if he was going to graciously get gunned down. And the moral is you can't beat the system, you know.
Absolutely.
So you could go looking for revenge, but don't expect to find it. You can make a mess on your way and do some damage, but it ain't going to end well. But thankfully it did, you know. But it was a real breath of fresh air and a thoroughly enjoyable western.
Really good western.
Hence 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's one
of
the best we've watched westerns.
Yeah.
And as a standalone film, really, really good as well.
Highly recommended if you like that sort of thing. Yeah. Go and see it. You'll enjoy it.
There we go. So that is another one chalked up. That is episode 13, I think.
I believe it is. Lucky for some.
Yeah, and as always, you can find the list of recommendations for this on Letterboxd. We are at Real Redux Pod, or if you search Real Redux, God Said to Cain on there, you will find it that way. And you can follow us on all the usual places. That's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And YouTube. You'll be listening and or watching this on one of those.
Yes.
But all the others, we're either Real Redux or Real Redux Pod.
Yeah, and share with us the pleasure of cinema.
But yeah, and by all means, get in touch. There are various any of those accounts. You should be able to message us or comment or any of these things. If you've seen them, let us know what you thought.
Please do.
There we go. Another one wrapped up, and we will be back next week for another movie. And by all means, if you enjoyed this, have a listen to the back catalogue.
Good stuff. Looking forward to it.